In this video, we're gonna go over pros and cons of living in Frederick, Maryland. Stay tuned. What's going on, everybody? My name is Ricardo Diaz. I'm with the Live Frederick Sell Frederick group here in Frederick, Maryland. If this is your first time to the channel and you literally want to learn everything about Frederick, Maryland, living, working, eating, playing, the pros, the cons, the good, and the bad, hey, we do all those videos. Make sure you hit the subscribe button down below and also click on the little bell so that way you're notified when we do our next video. We literally get phone calls, texts, emails, you name it, every day from people just like you who are moving and relocating to the Frederick area, and we absolutely love it. I don't care if it's days, nights, weekends, if you're even thinking about relocating here to Frederick, Maryland, or anywhere nearby, Montgomery County, Hagerstown, Westminster, we got your back. Give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, even send a little carrier pigeon as well if you'd like. However you want to get in touch with us, we got your back on moving all over Maryland. I've lived here most of my life, so it's very hard to find some things that are bad, but we're going to cover that in this video anyway. Frederick is one of the top growing cities in the United States. We've been rapidly growing year over year since the 1980s. In fact, Frederick's almost doubled in size since I moved here when I was a little kid with my family. And this is partly due to the fact that Frederick's located perfectly right outside, 45 minutes outside DC and about 40 minutes right outside Baltimore, making it great for the suburbs. So if you're looking to be in a small town, but also be close to the cities and not have to live in the city traffic and whatnot, Frederick's a great option for you. Also, Frederick is located about 2.5 hours from Ocean City. So what's nice is you can literally be in the mountain at noon, and then by 3 o'clock you can be at the ocean. So I mean, it's a perfectly located place. Another pro about living in Frederick, just some of the history. If you're a history buff, you love things from the Civil War area to the Revolutionary War area, Frederick is a perfect spot for that. There's tons of history. In fact, downtown Frederick was taken over during the Civil War by the Confederate soldiers at one point. There's plaques all over the city that are telling you everything the city's been gone through. In fact, the guy who wrote the national anthem is from Frederick, Maryland, Francis Scott Key. That's our Francis Scott Key Mall and the Frederick Keys. Frederick is home to a ton of history. If that's your thing, you're gonna love it here. One thing that Frederick is really big on is just living in the outdoors. So Frederick's got two major national parks. We have Gamble State Park, and we also have Catoctin National Park as well, which is also on the backside of that park is even Camp David, where the presidents go vacation and get away. There's tons of trails in those mountains, perfect spots for camping in both. Also, the Appalachian Trail runs right through Frederick. I think it's about 43 to 48 miles of it run through Frederick, but that trail goes from Georgia to Maine. So you will see a lot of people going in through hiking. So just going outside, getting out there is just a beautiful thing to do in Frederick. So if outdoors aren't your thing, we also have downtown Frederick. So downtown Frederick is where you will find all of our nightlife. We have over 60 bars and restaurants in downtown Frederick. There's art galleries, we have old theaters. I mean, it is just an awesome place to go and hang out. We have one park that literally goes almost the entire length of downtown Frederick. It's called Baker Park. Also, there's some really cool things they do in downtown Frederick. One of them is called First Saturday. It happens every first Saturday of the month. Every month, it's a different theme. The two notable ones are gonna be your Fire and Ice Festival, where they literally have ice sculptors come in and local businesses sponsor and commission sculptures that line all over downtown Frederick. And they also have fire breathing people come in and do all sorts of pyrotechnic trick. It's pretty cool. It attracts a ton of people from outside in. We also have In the Streets, which is a city celebration every year. Downtown Frederick is also home to our Live at 5 festival, which happens during the summer. So downtown Frederick's got a creek that runs through it, nice little walking area along the side as well. And during the summertime, they actually section off a portion of the creek. They have local bands come in and they go ahead and do live music from about 5 to 6. And they also have a brewery come in and hand out beer as well. Hang out, enjoy the sun during the summertime, and sip on some nice brews. it's a nice way to enjoy the day. Another thing people love about Frederick, Maryland is just the affordability. You have people coming from all over, from a lot of your major cities that come to Frederick, Maryland just because of the nice community feel, but also just because their bang goes a lot more for their buck out here as well. And what you'll see in some areas gets you a townhome, actually gets you a single family home in this area as well. I'll be going over that some more in another video when we go over the cost of homes. All right, so now for the cons, and the cons weren't easy to come up with, but the first con is gonna be Route 15. So Route 15 is a highway that runs right through the middle of Frederick, and while it was great when they first made it, it hasn't quite caught up with the city itself. It's still a 2-lane highway that runs all the way through the major city, but as Frederick's grown, they haven't really done a whole lot of improvements. They could benefit from a lane expansion. There are rumors that that will happen, but not how soon. Just know that before you move here, traffic can build up from the hours of 3 to 6 like you would see in other areas as well. Another con of Frederick is just the parking in downtown Frederick. You'll find that during a lot of the major events, there's really nowhere to park in downtown Frederick itself, and you'll find that the garages fill up fast. The city is working on this. There are plans to go ahead and update some of the parking garages as well. They also did make a new parking garage, I believe it was like 10 years ago, kind of off the beaten path, but it's still there. Another con of living in Frederick is just some of the city taxes. The way that the city tax map is structured, you could be the furthest away from the city, still paying city tax, whereas on the other end, you could be the closest to the city paying county tax. So just know that when you're picking out a home here in Frederick, Maryland, it can kind of be tricky as to what's in city limits and what's not, because you literally will have one neighborhood that's paying city tax and literally another road divides it, and this neighborhood's paying county tax as well. So they can be kind of tricky. Another con of Frederick is going to be the weather. So the weather in Maryland, if you aren't aware, is rather finicky. One day it could be freezing cold outside, the next day it could be 60 degrees. You could have 6 inches of snow one day, you could be spring-like conditions the very next. So the weather here in Maryland is kind of finicky. So that pretty much sums it up for all of our pros and cons of living here in the Frederick, Maryland area. If you have any questions, like I said, be sure to give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, however you'd like to get in touch with us. We love helping people out that are looking to move to the area, and we're the local experts here as well. So if you have any questions, be sure to give us a shout, or go ahead and hit that subscribe button, click the notification button as well, and I'll see you in the next video.